Hello, dear viewers, and welcome back to Saving Often. This is part 5 of Space Quest 6, Roger Wilco in the Spinal Frontier, and we find ourselves in a Starcon shuttle deep inside the body of Stellar Santiago. Back in part 4, we jump-started our shuttle with the help of a friendly passerby named Wrigley, who gave us a jump, and we did some stuff to get our ship back up and operational, and then headed off to Delta Berksalon, where we confronted Dr. Bellows, who had very little to say to us. That's okay, because we swiped a Callahan Modi off of him, went back, and made contact with our old pal Fester Blatz back on Polysorbate 60, traded that Modi for a cyberspace jack, and then it was off to the information superhighway. Yes, that's right. We went into the internet circa 1995 and found some questionable commentary and also a Windows 3.1 interface, which was very welcome. After talking to Sis Innie and tricking her into picking our number, we made our way into the file room where we learned some very important plot information. We discovered what Sharpei has been up to this whole time. She has been working on a project called Project Immortality, which she conscripted Dr. Bellows for, who did not have any trouble agreeing to that because he is madly in love with her. Project Immortality is basically transferring her consciousness into a younger body. We there learned that she intended to take our body because nobody would miss us, but unfortunately, Corman Santiago got in the way, and so she became the test subject instead. So now we are here inside Stellar's body, and we have one goal: to find Sharpei in nanobot form and take her out before she can take control of Stellar Santiago. Anyway, here we are now. This is the final act of the game. This is also notoriously difficult from what I can remember. I don't recall ever solving anything here on my own, which is, you know, pretty much par for the course with Space Quest games, considering how I played them all when I was a kid, and I made liberal use of hint books and guides. But from what I understand, this whole chapter was pretty brutally affected by the departure of Josh Mandel. A lot of the stuff that he had intended to put in here as clues for how you should handle the puzzles inside the body, very meticulously researched bits, managed to not make it in. So apparently there are some leaps of logic that we will be taking here, but that's okay, because we have the power of friendship and the power of saving often. There's nothing here in my glove box. I think that we're pretty much good. I don't know that there's much that we can do here. So let's go ahead and step out of our ship. First and foremost, I am saving when I have literally just stood up, but I want to see what happens if I walk out this door without my EVA suit.
It's pretty sticky out there. Maybe you should wear your EVA suit.
Okay, so there's no clever death. I just get told to put on my EVA suit. Fine. We'll grab the suit, grab the helmet. Now, if I recall correctly, we will not be putting this helmet on. Oh, no, we still can. So let's take a quick inventory of our inventory. We have the shuttle key, we have this woefully rotting fish, a roll of duct tape, we have this pump, we have a bottle of morphing, and we have this disc.
It's the subroutine program disc the doctor gave you to be able to navigate through Stellar's body.
Okay, a subroutine program disk, so that's probably going to be important.
It would be rather hard.
Fine. I'll just load my game and go back here. Subroutine program card. Let's pop this disk in and see what it says. Acme Nanite Detector Shuttle Subroutine, designed by Dr. Hayden Bellows, cracked by the Numbnut guys. Okay, so it looks like there are nanites in her head and in her abdomen.
This is the shuttle. That would...
I don't know if I can actually eject that. We'll just, okay, we'll just pop out. Now let's try the EVA suit. Okay, so we know where the nanites are. We're going to have to dispose of them. The one in Stellar's brain, I believe, is going to be Sharpei.
It just doesn't work that way.
I wondered if it would do anything. Alright, I don't think we need to have that helmet on. Let's step out without it. Yeah, no, we most certainly do not. So let's take a look around here.
You're treading on the fundus, a broad expanse of tissue covering the outside of the stomach.
Okay, I've changed my mind about doing this. Is it too late? Can I still back out gracefully?
But as soon as the words spring gazelle-like from your lips, you regret them. You're here to do a job. You're here to save Corpsman Stellar Santiago from a fate worse than death. As if having you inside her wouldn't already be considered such a thing.
That's right. I'm Roger Wilco, damn it. Man of action. Savior of the galaxy. A man trapped in the body of a woman. Wait, that didn't come out right.
So we've got something here on the hood.
It's alveoli, but it reminds you of spaghetti.
Alveoli. Well, let's grab it. And it looks like there's something in the engine as well.
Wow, that's some interesting-looking stuff you've got collected in the engine intake. Looks like a small collection of blood capillaries.
Capillaries, huh? Well, I always take capillaries when given the option. Why is this light beeping?
Red light. This is not good. Apparently some or all of the intermix element in Fuel Tank 3 was disgorged during your heinous venous joyride. That's not all that was disgorged, but we'll skip the details.
I can't remember if that's important or not.
Quit boinking the fuel tank light. You neatly replace the...
I just want to double check that and see if there's anything that comes up whenever I look at the fuel intermix. I think it's this. Okay, nothing in particular. Alright, let's step back out. So we are going to go on a journey throughout Stellar Santiago. Looks like this is a sphincter over here.
You recognize that festering, infected crevice. As if Stellar didn't already have enough to worry about, she's got an ulcer. And it's not just an ulcer, it's puckered. It's a peptic ulcer. Don't touch that.
Oh, well, I can go through it.
A cluster of stomach acid shy nanites is lurking near the entrance to the Duodenum. They know all the cool places to hang out.
Got all kinds of stuff here.
A feather? When, rather, if you get the chance, you'll have to quiz Stellar about her dietary habits. Loosely woven into the stomach lining is a piece of celery string. That stuff could be used to make steel-belted radial tires stronger. Rumor has it that it was the original inspiration for dental floss. I think I saw that on one of those James Burke shows.
Well, that's good to know. It could be handy. What else do we have?
How odd. A bent staple. And thus far it has resisted being dissolved by the stomach's acids, probably because of its location and Stellar's apparent lack of oral nourishment during her captivity. The acid probably hasn't risen high enough since this item found its way in here. What in the hell was she doing eating a staple anyway? Maybe it was some fad diet thing in the Galactic Inquirer.
Well, we could always use a staple. And candy?
Dang, these look tasty. Boy, that micro Prozac she inhaled slowed her systems down to a crawl. These things haven't been touched by stomach acid yet. You acquire a candy.
I already have one.
Oh, well, okay. I have a candy. Oh, we have all kinds of stuff now. We have,
You're the first one on your block to actually possess someone else's alveoli.
the alveoli. We have the celery. Good lord, we have a not very legally distinct M&M. We have...
It's the bundle of capillaries you appropriated from Stellar.
capillaries, a feather. Oh, good stuff. You know what else we could have? We could have some stomach acid.
That's not really recommended. You're outfitted for the vacuum of outer space, not the inner acids of Stellar Santiago.
Well, just the same, it looks fun.
That's pretty far to go just to do your Wizard of Oz impression. Makes you feel tingly all over, doesn't it?
Nah, so not that smart. I don't know if we can walk past these nanites or not. Let's try.
My goodness,
Wow.
Those little guys are efficient. However, based on how they left your boots behind, you might consider some odor eaters.
Well, we'll have to get rid of the nanites. Okay. Time to start trying to remember how things work here. I have this piece of a staple, and I feel like I can attach it to this celery stalk. I can.
That's your makeshift grappling hook.
Or celery strings. That makes a grappling hook. Now, if I remember correctly, I can come up here and use my grappling hook
Nice shot!
and climb up. And where will this take me, I wonder?
Good Lord, it's an esophagus. Just like the one I saw dangling from somebody's head in More Dull Combat 2. Except that one was just in a video game. This one is real!
Well, I can go up through the esophagus.
A large hunk of twinkoid cake food product is hanging just below her epiglottis. It appears to have gotten jammed on the way to her stomach for digestion. Doesn't this woman chew?
Well, a big old Twinkie.
These are the trachea and bronchi. That's where the lungs hook in.
Wow.
It's one of those tiny timed-release pills. As I recall, these are designed to not melt down and release their medicines until they've gotten to an area past the stomach.
Okay. Well, that gets rid of the pill.
Don't touch that.
Doesn't look like I can go down to her lungs, so let's see what dislodging that pill did. Wow, it's been so long. Oh, there it is.
This is the lower part. That wouldn't prove.
Can I dislodge the Twinkie? No.
It feels...
Nothing I can do there. I wonder if I can chuck a candy into the stomach acid. So I remember needing to raise the stomach acid to get rid of the nanites.
Interesting. The acid
Oops, the acid rises, but not quite high enough to take care of those nanites. Well, let's grab another candy.
You acquire a candy. Interesting. The acid rises, but just not quite high enough to submerge those nanites.
Well, maybe the third candy. Let's save. I wonder if I can do it from up here to prevent me from maybe being devoured by the acid.
Interesting. Excellent. Interesting. The acid rises, but just not...
Okay, well, I don't really want to waste my last candy, so let's reload that game. So, I think it's the twinkoid that we need to get in there. Okay, so I remember needing to pump something into the helmet. I remember there being bile a little bit later. I think that I need to pump the bile. But I'm just not quite sure. This sure is something. Oh, you know, I have an idea. I have this feather. Bet you I can tickle her esophagus and make her cough. Or something. All right. We did it. We've gotten rid of the nanites.
It's one of those tiny timed release pills.
And that pill is still here.
An interesting idea. What are you up to, Roger? It probably seemed like...
So maybe it's the bile that we need to put on that pill. Maybe that's what I'm remembering. Let's see. I'm getting ahead of myself here. Let's continue onward. On to the duodenum.
This is the upper area of the duodenum. Matter preprocessed from the stomach enters here through the pylorus above. It has a lovely bile-colored decor, and for a very good reason. This is the area in which raw processed ingestibles are mixed with a variety of secretions for further breakdown.
Today I learned.
This looks like the center section of the duodenum. It has that same lovely bile-green brilliance.
Looks like there's two ways that we can go here, through this crevasse and further on through the duodenum.
Ah, the old ampulla of Vater, surrounded by the sphincter of Adi. Didn't you always wonder what it looked like? The bile slick seems to be a little fresher there.
Well... let's head in. Now where the hell are we?
Welcome to the heart of the Bile Belt. This is indeed Spew Central. At this location, secretions from the liver, gallbladder, and pancreas merge to form a duodenal delight, guaranteed to break down almost anything the stomach doesn't. The common bile duct runs up from here.
A duodenal delight. Yes, indeed. Let's head this way.
This is the main pancreatic duct. It appears that there's some blockage toward the tail of the pancreas. It definitely gets a bit snug. Seems to be a buildup of cholesterol arterial plaque. You are visually unimpressed. That wouldn't...
So I can't go through here, can I?
You look at it, it hurts your eyes. Not...
No.
Yeah, this is way too snug. This blockage needs to be cleared. Stellar's going to have to change her diet.
That is, if she can face life after having you inside her.
Well, I do recall what to do with this puzzle. And I believe that involves...
You're the first one on your block.
The alveoli. If I'm not mistaken, these expand with some air. Yes, like a balloon. There we go. I don't know why it works that way, but I also don't know shit about biology, so...
And here we have the Islands of Langerhans. They're a big deal here in the pancreas. Apparently, they play an important part in introducing hormones to the blood system, as well as adding an enzyme which, when joined with the bile secretion from the gallbladder, forms some kind of spew that breaks down stuff the stomach acids don't. Fats, and that kind of thing. Not only that, but some cells release insulin and others release glucagon to counter the insulin. It even offers up a bicarbonate to counteract the stomach's acid. All in all, it's a pretty strange and busy organ.
It just looks like a uvula warehouse to me.
This is bile, I believe.
A nice pool of pancreatic secretions made up of
Maybe
insulin
not.
and glucagon fill the bottom of the Islands of Langerhans.
Well, let's still try to capture some of that in our helmets.
As cool as it would...
That can't work. Let's see. I know I need to pump something into this helmet.
Excellent. In this galaxy, nothing happened. Careful. Nothing. That's an Your hands won't hold much of that.
Well, I'm gonna need to do something somewhere, aren't I? Maybe we don't have what we need yet. Let's come back. Actually, you know, I didn't mess with any of those, uvula. Let's go back. Oh, imagining Roger crawling through cholesterol is really gross.
Despite the overwhelming urge to play Rocky with these cute little dangly things, you are wise enough to realize that you must inflict as little damage as possible to Stellar's interior.
Okay. Fair enough. You know, now that I think about it, I bet there was a hose somewhere, maybe even back in the shuttle. We'll see. I wonder if I can go up here.
A large gallstone hangs above the entrance to the gallbladder. That wouldn't be wise. Those suckers could fall and smash you flat.
Gallstones, huh?
That would...
I don't know if there's anything we can do with the gallstone. Yet, that is. Ah, there's the bile.
Wow, check out all that bile. Looks like her liver's been doing just fine. That's a pool of bile any liver would be proud of. You sure can't speak highly of its aroma. It's the bun... It probably seems... That's an... As cool as it...
I sure do want that bile. Bile could be very useful inside of a body. We'll have to come back to it, though. Again, I think that I need a hose. For some reason, I'm thinking there's one in the shuttle. Pretty sure I can pull the hood, at least. Well, let's go back and find out. I also still have a southern path over here to explore. Maybe you'll pop over that way first, you know, while we're here. I think this is where our old friend resides, down this way.
This is the place where the duodenum meets the small intestine. The mixture of food, acids, bile, and enzymes move on from here and pass over the villi, where nutrients are absorbed into the bloodstream. It's a fascinating place, wouldn't you say?
I was actually just about to describe it as fascinating, so glad they did that for me. Let's see. Where can I go here? Ah, yes, there he is. There's my old friend. Ugh.
Great Scott, that certainly is one buff parasite.
I think I'm gonna spew. But who'll notice? Man, that thing is ugly.
It's a tapeworm.
Since you've entered the tapeworm not partially digested, you'll probably give him heartburn. I hope you're proud of yourself. It's a tapeworm. He seems to be lazily grazing in the valley of the villi.
God, this is some nightmare fuel that still creeps me out.
That has no effect. At least it appears that way. That has no...
Well, we can't do anything with the tapeworm just yet. I believe that we need to do something about that pill first. If I'm not mistaken, we need to sedate the tapeworm. So we have some work ahead of us here. And I don't think that I've seen any of this stuff since I was a teenager. I mean, it's probably been 20 years since I played through this part. So I really don't remember very much. Which is kind of fun in a way. Like, for example, I didn't realize that I was going up the esophagus instead of back up the wall of the stomach. Let's do that instead. Now, if I'm not mistaken, we need to get some bile and pour it on that pill. And then I think from there we can get micro pills, which we can feed to the tapeworm.
You neatly replace the...
At least that's where my mind is going right now. Let's try popping up the hood.
Even though you're in space, you shouldn't pop the trunk or hood while traveling. Even though the trunk is empty.
Okay, I can't do anything there. Marvelous. Does Manuel have anything for us?
Oh, that's right. Manuel is offline in here. He can't help me now.
This panel would control the weapon systems.
We have no weapons.
Don't screw with
The pattern buffer array. There's the dilithium crystal.
It feels nice.
Still feels nice.
The shuttle feels flimsy.
The shuttle feels flimsy.
This compartment is sealed in order to shield the tachyon emitters from E-band radiation. Come on, every second-year cadet knows that. Of course, you never made it beyond first year.
All right. Well, let's grab the EVA suit again. Oh boy, I'm starting to get a sinking feeling that I'm going to miss something. Wait, there's a trunk here, isn't there?
It feels like...
Maybe?
This is the shuttle.
No.
Don't pick...
Yeah, I'm starting to get the feeling that I might have missed something. Lord, I hope not. Okay, so I just double-checked. I thought that maybe I had missed something. I seem to remember needing a hose, possibly from the shuttle. So I double-checked really quick, and that is not the case. I did not miss anything. I have everything that I need to solve this puzzle, so that's it's a relief, first and foremost, because I didn't think there were any dead ends in this game, but I couldn't shake the feeling that there was something else. Anyway, as far as I can tell, for now at least, there wasn't. So, what I need to do is get this bile somehow. And to do that, I need to come up with a contraption to siphon it into this helmet. Now, capillaries...
It's the bundle of capillaries you appropriated from Stellar.
...can apparently be used to suck up fluid.
It would appear that...
And I can't just throw them in there.
In this galaxy...
And I can't just use them on the pump.
You cleverly tape the capillaries together.
But what I can do is tape the capillaries together.
Nice work! You've hooked up your makeshift hose to the pump.
And then hook up a makeshift hose to the pump.
Nothing happened. Nothing happened.
And then we can toss our pump down into the bile. Or a hose,
You
I should
chuck
say.
one of the taped capillaries over the muscular ledge. It drops into the pool.
And get a nice helmet full of bile.
You give the pump a stroke or two, and in the process gather a nice helmet load of bile. I guess congratulations are in order.
Can I take my pump?
You've got plenty of that stuff. Or did you want to take some home to Mom?
Alright, well, we'll just leave a miniature pump inside Stellar Santiago. Hey, that's probably fine. Yikes.
The gallstone is wedged in the bile duct, and that's just a fine place for it.
Okay, well, that dislodged the gallstone, so I guess we can't go up for more bile. But we sure can take some gallstones.
Those are the gallstones you collected as souvenirs from Stellar's common bile duct. Let's look at it.
So, we've got this nice helmet full of bile. And I think that we need to add something from the Isle of Langerhans. Seem to recall needing to form a mixture here.
You maneuver your helmet beneath the drip and manage to snag a nice little dollop of the stuff.
Yum. Yes, I remember that.
Let's look at it.
So, we now have this mixture, and I think this might be one of the things that was lost in translation when there was no proper documentation given for the inside portion of the game. But I believe that that should be able to dissolve the pill. Okay, so we have our mixture. Let's try pouring it on this pill. Alright, it worked.
It's one of those tiny timed release pills.
Now we have microscopic pills.
You now own one of those tiny timed release pills. It's one of those neat little time release time pills.
Alright. Let's see if we can use this to sedate the tapeworm. So we're back to our old friend. Let's feed him the pills.
Impressive. The tapeworm suddenly becomes much more animated. The tapeworm is a little wired, thanks to you. He looks like he has plenty of energy.
Okay, see, I thought we were sedating the tapeworm, but apparently we were supercharging him. Well, let's see if we can do what I don't really recommend or want to do.
Please remember to keep your arms and legs on the worm at all times. Yow! Now that's a ride you won't take in the Magic Kingdom.
Ugh. God, that's gross.
That's your vermiform friend who, with a little help from organic and pharmaceutical resources, was kind enough to give you that ride along the approximately 6.5 meters or so of small intestine that lies between here and the duodenum.
Okay. Well, we're now in the small intestine.
This is the appendix. It's a strange piece of the humanoid anatomy considered by some medical types to be fairly useless. It may not be useful, but it does seem to collect some strange stuff.
Indeed it does.
It looks like an old silver amalgam filling. Must have been bouncing around here for years. How does she get this stuff into her digestive system? That's a screw Stellar probably doesn't remember. It's a fingernail, complete with paint. These have a knack for making it down here. Suddenly, you wonder when Stellar grew such long nails. Perhaps you haven't been thinking of Stellar as a woman as much as a crewmate. You feel an interesting longing. One look at your surroundings kills that feeling fast. But maybe after this is all over. Talk about hard currency, the Buckazoid has proven itself once again. This is even one of the old-style ones. Might be worth some money. Too bad you can't carry it. This seems to be a sludge of rather heavy and not-so-digestible items. Sludge reminds you of your old nemesis. Well, you finished him off, but he still causes you to change your clothing more than the average person. It's a relatively unscathed paperclip. You carefully, very carefully, stow the paperclip in your pocket. You snap off a shard of fingernail and gingerly introduce it into your pocket.
The kind of stuff that you find, I swear.
You can't budge it.
We can't take the Buckazoid, we can't take the screw.
You pull away a cracked piece of the filling.
But we can take some of the amalgam.
No, I think I've already done things above and beyond the call of duty. Hey, a guy has to draw the line somewhere, and gosh darn it, this guy's drawn the line right at the colon.
You've never even met her mother.
Yeah.
All right, fair enough.
So you like the worm, huh? You like to ride the worm, huh? I let you ride the worm.
So, back up to the stomach. Okay. So we're back now. We need to make our way up to Stellar's head. To her brain, to be specific. So, we can probably climb back up the esophagus. And I seem to recall needing to break into the brain? Let's find out.
This is the upper part of the esophagus. The larynx branches off from here, winding its way down to the bronchi and the lungs. Looking above, you see some sort of medical equipment blocking the way to the mouth. Looks like that's not an option for an escape route.
Well,
It feels...
I can't go that way.
What's the matter? Haven't you ever seen an esophagus before? Boy, wouldn't it be... It probably... Boy...
I need to get up to her head somehow. And I don't think the shuttle works. But yet I seem to recall needing to use it. An interesting conundrum. Maybe there's something else that I can do here.
Oh. I don't know what that big round thing is. I'm a janitor, damn it, not a doctor.
Fair enough.
The walls of the broken blood vessel feel like the heavy-gauge rubber of a coolant hose. In fact, the body resembles a car in many respects. It needs fuel to run and converts that fuel into energy. Our digestive system is like a fuel tank, and our nostrils act like a catalytic converter.
Pretty cool. Well...
Red light. This is not good. Apparently some or all of the intermix element in Fuel Tank 3 was disgorged during your heinous venous joyride.
The intermix elements
That's not all.
in Fuel Tank 3. Well, maybe we can repair this.
You neatly replace...
Fuel Tank 3 was silver.
This is the...
So, we did get a piece of silver amalgam.
It's a chunk of silver tooth filling you found in Stellar's appendix.
Let's see if we can just shove a chunk of silver into it. I don't know if that's how fuel works, but I can't think of a better idea. But that would actually allow us to get the shuttle operational again.
Excellent guess. Although the concept of rubbing silver particles all over the shuttle is interesting, perhaps putting it in the fuel tank behind the blinking red light would be more effective.
Perhaps.
Although the concept of...
There we go. Look at that.
The reassuring green indicates, yes, I am ready to rock and roll.
Okay.
You neatly replaced...
Well, we should save often, and we should save us rock and roll. Let's hop in the driver's seat and see if we can't navigate.
Perhaps I'd get farther if I kept the sub...
Oh, the subroutine disc, of course.
Boy, would...
All right, well. Heading to the brain.
Yipes! So this is the old gray matter, huh? What a mess!
Well, this is it. We're on our way up to the final confrontation.
It probably... This is the meninges. It's a 3-layer cover for the brain. Check out the cool blood vessels.
Indeed, so we have to cut our way through this. We're going to do that with a fingernail.
You slice away with the nail and, amazingly enough, manage to cut a slice in the barrier.
I'm sure that won't affect Stellar in any way.
It's the old gray matter itself, our friend, the brain. At least some of us are familiar with it. I don't remember seeing you at the meetings. For some reason, you're drawing a complete blank on information regarding the brain.
Well, let's head over here and see what we can find.
Yikes. How am I supposed to jump across this one?
Can we try? We're close. Maybe the paperclip can help?
It probably... Boy...
No. Well, I don't know what to do with these gallstones.
Boy, that's an...
Not that. Fingernail? Oh, we'll just fall to our death.
And you were so close, too.
Okay, maybe the fingernail. Maybe we need to use that to kind of grab onto the brain and pull ourselves up.
Come on, by now you should know to take it easy on the...
Oh man, that was close.
I was overthinking it. You just need to use the feet icon several times. Uh-oh.
Holy captain's log, Batman. There are a few more of those nanites here. How am I going to handle this one?
Nanites are there, and they look real pissy.
Yeah, they do.
Nice mood lighting. It's an elevator built by the nanites to help gain access to the interior of the brain. Yuck!
Maybe we can just walk past them.
So close, and yet so far away. How embarrassing to get wasted by the Laurel and Hardy of nanites.
Embarrassing indeed. We've got gallstones.
I don't think I can hit them from here.
That actually worked.
You took a gallstone at one of the robots, causing it to think the other one did it. You chuck another gallstone, this time at the other robot, who also thinks the other one did it. That was quite effective. That was very impressive, Roger. I'll bet that's not something you hear every decade.
That worked out pretty well.
You summon the ability.
Let's take this elevator. I did not remember those guys. Probably for good reason.
It's a recently constructed shaft between the hemispheres of Stellar's brain. This button takes you down.
Really?
So this is the motor control center. This sign says this is her pleasure center. This sign says this is... This sign says... Interesting. The sign says this is Stellar's cough control center.
Cough control, huh?
Oh, this is her choice of men center. It looks a little odd.
It's a recently A huge pile of debris is standing in front of what appears to be some sort of passage. Light pours through the opening.
A passage, huh?
A small opening between the brain wall and the debris pile allows a small amount of light to escape.
Well, we have to get through there somehow.
Your effort to move it is futile. This would be a challenge for you even if you were full size.
But we did get a clue from up here on the elevator.
Interesting.
The cough control center. I think we can use this paperclip to force her to cough.
Boy,
If I'm not mistaken, that'll clear out the debris.
A huge pile of debris is standing in front.
Yes, it worked. Think. Yeah, there we go.
Ugh! Ah! Even in this suit, that hurts like a... Jeez. What's going on here? And what's with that big robot?
Well, well, Mr. Wilco. I must confess to being impressed that you made it this far. You are either a very lucky man, or the classic case of how looks can be deceiving. From what I know of your history, I can't say that in this case looks are necessarily deceiving. On the other hand, I don't think luck accounts for it all either. There's definitely something different about you, Mr. Wilco. It's a pity, though. I'm afraid this is where the odds catch up with you, Roger. I do hope you don't mind me referring to you as Roger. I feel we can both be on a first-name basis now, since we will soon be sharing such intimate moments. My rebirth and your death. Not necessarily in that order. I'll attend to you in a moment. I have a few more little details to finish before I transfer my consciousness into this body. Enjoy it, Roger. It'll be among the very last of your memories. Oh, and by the way, escape attempts will prove to be futile. You will be incinerated if necessary.
Jeez, what a bit...
I'm sorry. What was that you were saying?
Me? I was saying, what a bite. Yeah, I had a little trouble with some parasites a while ago down in the digestive tract. That's all it was.
All right, well, this is the final confrontation.
The robot's head swivels constantly to keep an electronic eye on you.
And if we try to get out...
Yow. Guess she wasn't kidding about escape being a futile thing.
Yeah, we can't escape.
Hey! You could hurt me doing that!
But what we can do is use this paperclip on these nerve endings. And fry Sharpei.
Wow! That was actually a great idea. Go figure.
Yeah, I kicked her butt. Just look at me. MacGyver wishes he could be me. It was bound to happen. The never-ending battle between good and evil was once again waged, and once again, good has emerged victorious. Yes, and with me on its side, how could it lose? Yes, once again, I have struck a blow for good over evil. It was Hey! Ah! What? But I thought I took care of you.
Well, it appears you thought wrong now, doesn't it, Roger? Wilco, I haven't survived this long without taking precautions. The robot was just hardware. My mind still exists.
Oh, real wonderful. Ooh! Ah! Hey, watch those tentacles, lady. I thought that being partially embedded in the street on polysorbate was a strange feeling.
Well, this is it, folks. The final puzzle of Space Quest. We need to take care of Sharpei once and for all, this floating brain. And how better to do that than with the one item that we have not had a use for yet in Space Quest 6. Yes, we've been carrying it around since the streets of polysorbates given to us by our good friend Elmo Pug from the bottle of Coldsaurian brandy that we passed him for the cheat sheet way back in, what was it, part 1 of Saving Off in Space Quest 6. That's right, the fish.
Fish, that's brain food.
All right. She actually chowed down on that rancid fish. I thought I'd never get rid of that fish.
Nice shot!
Oh, there you are, Wilco.
Boy, Stellar, with all that's happened recently, I never would have imagined that we'd be standing here together.
It is a miracle, Roger. I was afraid that by the time you got my message, it would be too late. I was certain I was doomed. But you didn't let me down. What you did was incredibly brave, Roger, not to mention intensely risky. It took Dr. Bellows a lot of work to clean up after you and Sharpei. I must say, Roger, there's not a man in the universe who knows me inside the way you do.
It was a strange feeling, but I went in there all business. There wasn't a moment I wasn't thinking of your welfare.
Oh, give me a break. Let me put my boots on. It's getting deep in here.
Cheese it, pal, or I'll rip out your larynx and you won't be able to get a job doing bad voiceover work for Chinese action pictures.
What did you say, Roger?
Oh, I was just mumbling to myself. You know, Stellar, there's one thing I noticed while inside you I thought I might share.
And what's that, Roger?
You eat like a goat. You really have to change your eating habits, Stellar. I saw some things in your digestive tract I wouldn't wish on Sludge Vohall. You really have to clean up your consumption act.
Yes, I know. Dr. Bellows said he was able to fix most everything done to me during Sharpei's invasion, as well as patching an ulcer that was playing havoc with my stomach. He told me the same things.
You might also try chewing. You had a hunk of twinkoid wedged in your throat that would have gagged Linda Lovelace.
Okay, Roger, okay, I got the message. Let's change the subject, shall we? Ask me where I'm stationed next.
Why don't you just tell me?
Boy, some fun you are.
Sorry, I guess I'm a little grumpy. I had a real day. I had to clean the captain's log entry container. Then somebody got a nice buzz in 8 rear and decided to take a wormhole ride in the Hollows suite. They hit a few wrong buttons, and the next thing I know, I'm cleaning Virgon nebula sets and hors d'oeuvres off every wall and ceiling. Apparently, they truly did make the room spin. Boy, they spackled everything. Had to use the putty knife to chip loose some of the chunks of...
Roger, I'm sorry you had a rough day, but can we please change the subject?
Oh, sorry.
Anyway, I think you're gonna like your next assignment.
Really? What is it? Where is it?
Sorry, you're just gonna have to wait to find out.
As Roger and Stellar warp off into the nebula set, many questions remain. Will Roger and Stellar become an item? How will Beatrice Wankmeister react when she hears about this new friend in Roger's life? Will Roger's voice be a few octaves higher as a result? Would they dare to make another one of these things? Only time and money will tell.
I've been up to my lips in urinal pucks lately. I hope it's something different. Who wrote this crap? Oh, yeah, Scott. Yeah, well, yeah, then good work. Did you hear about the animator who killed himself? Yeah, he couldn't draw his own breath.
I think that's Roger's final quip. Which means that it's the final voice line of the Space Quest series. And thus, the end of Space Quest here on Saving Often. If you've been sticking around since the beginning of either the Space Quest saga or of the entire channel, I want to thank you so much.
These, by the way, are the credits. They're called credits because, well, we can't afford to really pay anybody until more people buy the game.
Anyway, I want to thank you so much for joining me, for sticking around throughout all of these games. It's been a wild ride past few months recording the Space Quest games, reliving them, and reacquainting myself with them, how much I love them and how influential they've been on me. So thank you for joining me on this tour, and I hope that you'll come back for my next series. It's gonna be pretty special, so look forward to that. I'm certainly looking forward to it. But until we get to that point, I must remind you, please, 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 dear viewers, Save early
All
and...
these people worked on this dumb game?
Ahem. Save early and save often. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye-bye. 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 That's it. Bye-bye. No more. Bye-bye. That's it. All finished. Bye-bye. 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 Farewell. Farewell. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. See you later. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Okay, this is it. The last time. Goodbye. Goodbye. Goodbye.
Thank you for playing Space Quest 6. This is Gary Owens, signing off.